Can you shed any light on the story of the Sumerian gods Enki and Enlil? Enlil is said to be the largest plasma parasite in the solar system who eats souls if they don't die successfully. It's said that this is a possibility, possibly connected to the Jewish religion today, which can act as a conveyor belt into this plasma parasite. Any clarity would be appreciated.
So we are the Pleiadians. We are very ancient elders, and we were present at the time of humanity's seeding. And this is a very long story to work out, so we are going to share some brief insights on our perspective of this story as it is told. And we want you to remember that at this time, intergalactics were serving the Earth in different forms, and the ancient Syrians, being ambassadors of technology and the DNA and genetics, were very involved in new humans coming into being. Yet, this was a very vulnerable time on planet Earth where holographic technologies were being used to predict how humanity would evolve. Left to their own, would they become stronger? Would they become a version of the gods that had seeded them? And what would support them in doing this? But many of these holographic technologies became infiltrated, we'll say, by malevolent forces. And because of this, Enlil and Enki are a manifestation of the same being coming through a holographic technology and, we'll say, manifesting into two separate entities or forms, light and dark. Now, all that you have said, in going back to the connection to the Jewish religion, is something that we want to touch on, because both aspects of the Enlil and Enki dynamic, even though they have been shared in many lights, contain polarities within them of light and dark. It was a choice as to which one that they would ultimately create through that became their legacy. But many today see this as a pinnacle shift on planet Earth, a time when humans lost their creative ability or genetics went awry. And we agree it is a contributing factor, but not the only one. We have to go back even further, we believe, to the beginning of time, where a radiant solar anomaly took place in the universe and caused a disruption on planet Earth. And this left the Earth vulnerable to reptilian influence. And many of these reptilians still exist in the inner Earth and on planet Earth today in many forms. What you're observing right now in this timeline, if you are attempting to connect it to history, is a very common thread, and it is the hijacking of your genetics. So any malevolent force, whether it comes from ancient Syrian prophecy or it comes from Mayan times or the beginning of time, comes from the multidimensionality of humans' DNA being such a rich and valuable technology, and some wanting to come in and utilize it as a tool for their own ascension. And this goes on today. If we are to look at the present modern day theme of what is being carried out on planet Earth, it is a tampering of your genetics. It is a lowering of your ability to create authentically, organically, and authentically. Yeah. But we want to also clarify one thing. No matter how dark an entity may be, no matter how dense a story shows up in history, it is no match to who you are within. We see you as gods and goddesses, and many others have as well. And those that come to try to take that legacy away from you are the weakest beings in the universe. And this is why they come to Earth. They do not come here because you are unintelligent and because they know that they can control you very easily. They come to tap into a very valuable genetic part of their own lineage that has become weakened through their own acts. So to reclaim this, to move beyond history and step into the future, is to reclaim your own genetics, is to focus on the brilliance and the beauty of your own DNA, to activate it, to cleanse it, to clear it, to speak to it, to feed it. All of these things are necessary. And this is the resolve of any malevolent time in your past.